his films with as many real people as possible and not relying on actors. And that's one of the real special qualities about a Ken Loach film. When you see it, it's really authentic and harsh and real and in your face. It's not polished. It's something that represents reality and life. In the year that we made the film, there were several things that happened. We lost a really amazing man called Martin Luther King. He was assassinated. In the summer of 1968, another special man called Bobby Kennedy, brother of John F. Kennedy, he was assassinated in the summer as he was trying to become elected as their representative for the following general election in America. Barnsley Football Club was promoted that year, which I was raised about. And my other team, Manchester United, won the European Cup for them. The film almost wasn't made because one of the backers, these are the people who helped fund the movie, decided at the 11th hour to withdraw his funds. So with about 3 weeks before we started filming, we were around about £40,000 short, which in those days was a lot of money to raise. But we managed to find someone who is a member of our film company, who actually supplied with the funds that we weren't able to secure. When the movie came out, distributors didn't think it was going to do anything, so they put it on the shelf. Ken Loach, the director, and the producer, Tony Garnett, decided that they would go an alternative route. So they went through going to various film screenings. It wasn't shown at not the Dustin Hoffman, who is it? The Sundance. It wasn't shown at the Sundance Film Festival, but it was shown in Czechoslovakia, where it won the top prize, which was called the Golden Bear. And then it was invited to go to France, to the top film festival in the entire world, which is called Cannes Film Festival. And it wasn't entered in the competition, it was there as an extra feature for the press to look at. And so one afternoon, just after lunchtime, a whole band of the press had heard about this film and had not seen any excerpts or clippings, arrived and watched the film for the very first time. And pretty much every one of them were outraged that it wasn't part of the competition proper, because in their opinion, Kes would have won the Palme d'Or, which is quite a remarkable thing, because Ken Loach has now won 2 Palme d'Ors. So had he won a Palme d'Or for Kes, he would have been the only director on the planet who's ever won 3 Palme d'Ors, which is amazing for someone who is looked upon as a socialist, cult genre type movies. Well, I think our country and France, Japan too, they've really embraced Ken Loach's beliefs and how he wants to show a film. So after this furore from the press in Cannes, film distributors decided that they were going to show it at the London Film Festival, which was a festival for mostly Londoners, but it was not looked upon as a premiere. So Kes was shown at the London Film Festival in 1969. That was the first time that I saw the film. Myself, Barry Hines, Tony Garnett, Ken Loach, producer-director, Colin Welland was there as well. So there were 6 or 7 of us sat at the back seat, watched the film, and I was literally blown away by the response that we got from the audience. Every man and woman stood up and applauded for 15 minutes. It was quite humbling. And then we were invited onto the stage to take a Q&A, and there was another 10-minute ovation, because people were they'd not seen anything so real and authentic in quite a while, I guess. So eventually, the film distributors decided to show the film up north and give it a test out. We were world premiered in Doncaster, and we were outraged. If we couldn't have it in the Leicester Square cinema, we wanted it in Barnsley. But no, they had a newer cinema than ours, so it was screened and premiered in Doncaster. The following week, in a Barnsley, the week after that in Sheffield, Nottingham, Manchester, Liverpool, and at every venue it appeared at in the north, it broke box office and attendance records. They were queuing up blocks and blocks around the street, and in those days you'd see a film maybe 3 times in an entire day, or maybe 4 times, and the queue just never increased. So it was a huge success in the north, and the southerners were getting a bit miffed that they hadn't had the opportunity to see it. So they decided to show it at the Leicester Square cinema, where most premieres are shown. And again there, it broke off its box office records, was shown throughout the south and broke more box office records, and in fact was the biggest box office record holder and attendance from that period back in time. Of course it'll have been broken by now, but it did remarkably well. I won an award for this film, which was beyond my expectations. I was just grateful that I looked okay on screen and that everybody was very pleased. So what you're going to see now is the Blu-ray version, which is slightly different than the original. In the original, I don't know if they have got the original Barnsley accent, kind of, you know, the middle of the road, because in Barnsley and up north we say thee and thou. We don't say you and me, right? So that's something you might want to look at when it comes up. In the very first scene, in the bedroom scene, if I say Judd and he says what, and I say thou'd better get up, then you're watching the original. But if I say you'd better get up, then that's the one that we had to dub again for people south of Watford. The Americans couldn't understand it, but I think I'm hogging the stage a little bit too long now. So I'm going to hand you back to my friend here. I know you've got some food coming, I guess, yes? Or have you eaten? You've eaten. While you're watching the film, I'll have my pizza and garlic bread. And I'll see you all later, okay? Kestrel, what have you done?
Could you have the last in, please? Thank you.
As soon as they will come a leash length indoors, she may be tried off a fence or gatepost out of doors. It is quite likely that although she was coming to the first feast promptly indoors, she will now refuse to come at all. She will stand looking fearfully around her and ignoring the meat and the fish thrust in front of her. When she will come a leash length out of doors, she can be called greater distances by means of crayons, a long cord which is attached to the hawk to prevent her escaping, with which she will not attempt to fly away.
You know what he thought about it. Take it to make your table anyway.
How am I going to do him?
What's wrong with you to throw in?
Give a good idea.
Yes, I'd just like to see it and all.
I'm fed up with the pair of you talking about the damn thing. It's only a bird, you can get another, can't you?
Hang on, a couple of stinky facts. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Stinky fact.
0088. That'll be £25, please. Now we're going to pick some more in a second. Oh, Carl's running. Don't see that very often. Oh, here we go. Do I have to pick these as well? Goodness me. Right, so have you got your raffle tickets ready? Wave your raffle tickets, please. Come on, let me see them. Right. On the salmon pick, 6:11 to 6:15. 6:11 to 6:15. Anybody? Oh, well done. We've got one over here. Thank you. Well done. Nice ripple of applause there. Put your names down and work out a rota. Right, next one. I haven't bought any tickets, so you're safe. On the orange bar, looks like 406 to 410. 406 to 410. Have we got a winner? Marvellous, that's good. So that's the second one. There you go. How many prizes have we got, Carl? 2 prizes left, so. Whoever's folded these, you like welded them together. Right, in the sixes, 606 to 610. 606 to 610. Have we got a winner on that one? Marvellous, 606 to 610, there you go. Have we got a winner? Yeah, we have. By the sound of that. Good over there. Hello. Yeah, that's it. Right to the top end, my love. Out the door, turn right to the car park. Keep going. It's me, but it's funny. Right, the fives, 506 to 510. 506 to 510. Oh, is that a winner? Are you doing a runner? Is that a runner? I hate it with that. I'm not telling anybody you're going to the toilet. Well done that, Mark. Yes, 510. Thank you very much. Brilliant. Right, give yourselves a round of applause. This man needs no introduction, let me tell you. Thank you, young man. Do you know, I've just seen a bloke who looks like you up there. Anyway, so yeah, well, it's just that ending gets me every time, David. Every time. It's just, I have to turn away. Nasty Jed, nasty Jed. Anyway, we've got some questions for you. So I'm going to run down a couple of questions here that have been given, and then we're going to come out to the tables. All right. So one of the most common questions I was asked was, how many birds were actually used? There was more than one, wasn't there?
Yes, there were. We had 3 kestrels, which some of you might remember a shoe shop, which we named them after. We named them after Freeman, Hardy, and Willis. And Ken Loach and Barry Hines and Tony Garner, they were the 3 main men responsible for the film. They thought that that was a great joke, calling them Freeman, Hardy and Willis, which is, I guess, it's like calling your 2 Labradors Marks and Spencers, isn't it? You know. So we named them Freeman, Hardy and Willis. I trained one of the kestrels, Richard, Barry's brother, who helped me train the falcon. He trained Freeman, I trained Hardy, and Barry trained Willis. Unfortunately, Willis was a bit schizophrenic and paranoid when we tried to train her, so we had to release her back into the wild. But you don't just turf her out and kick her and hope that she'll fend for herself. You have to do it in a very gradual stage.
Today then, and still are, who was the most famous person you met?
Oh, well, I've met quite a number of people. Richard Burton was someone I did a film with called Absolution, which apparently has now become a cult classic. It's a really interesting film, written by a man called Peter Shaffer, who is the twin brother of Anthony Shaffer, Tony Shaffer. Sorry, I've got it wrong way around. Tony Shaffer wrote Absolution, and his twin brother wrote Equus, which was a play that I did on stage in the West End and then in Hollywood. So I've met quite a number of extraordinary individuals. Richard Burton, Peter O'Toole, oh gosh.
To the audience now. So put your hand up if you've got a question. Right, we'll start at the front. Right, madam. There we go. Good evening. Thank you very much for the question. So what's your name? Right, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
Good evening. You work with Ken Roach, who was, like you said, you spoke about how he was as a director, but he was a very difficult director, and he had didn't he actually cane you to get the response, and didn't he tell you your bird had died to get the response?
Yes, he did. He's not a difficult director. He's a sneaky director. He's someone who obviously wants authenticity. He wants reality, not a stage performance or a TV film performance. So he would do things that I wasn't aware of and other people weren't aware of, and see how he would react on camera. And that was the great skill of the man, that he could actually audition, say, 20 or 30 or 40 people for a role and see something in one of those people that he can cast in a Ken Loach film. Oh, sure. There was a rumour going round in 1968. Firstly, I should say that I had done some acting at school, so I was rather lucky to be in a position of knowing a little about what an actor does. Most of the people that you saw, that were in the movie and that auditioned for the parts of Judd, Billy, McDowell, the bully, and all of the other cast members, they didn't have any acting experience. So I did pantos, and they were very successful. More successful than the town panto that we had, believe it or not. We did 8 performances each year, and in that 8 performances we had roughly about 5.5 years. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, there we go, baby. Billy Jasper! And we're back now at the table of silence. So, David, thank you.